Warning. This program may contain material of an explicit or graphic nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Broadcasting undead from the B Ward, this is the Post-Mortem Show. I'm Dom.
And I'm JD. And today, we're going to give you our top 5 bad horror movies by good directors.
You know, every director can make marvelous movies, and every director can slip. This is our list of the 5 biggest slips.
Definitely. And if you're like Uwe Boll, you just make a lot of slips.
Yeah, you know, and it's weird because
you live in a world of banana peels.
Yeah, most of his movies are slips, and then he has like 2 that are actually kind of entertaining.
Are you talking about Rampage?
I've actually never seen Rampage. I liked Seed, and I liked his Postal movie.
Well, fuck you, Uwe Boll.
Yeah, right in the neck.
And that's something we're going to get into right now with some horror news. Horror news. I'm back on the Uwe Boll subject. And now Uwe Boll is going on a rampage against Rampage. The new Rock movie. The Rock movie. Because he made a movie called Rampage.
Oh, yeah.
The director, who specializes in video game adaptations himself, and
I
probably
wouldn't say specialized. The director who makes video game adaptations.
He tends to receive highly negative reviews from critics and fans alike, has issued a statement on his website accusing the new movie, itself an adaptation of a video game, of using his brand, brainwashing America, and helping the military-industrial complex. Boll directed an unrelated trio of Rampage movies.
That were basically rip-offs of Falling Down.
Pretty much.
As far as I understand it, having never seen it.
Yeah, it's just a guy who just shoots up the whole town, basically, and steals some money. And it's actually, that one was actually entertaining, but still, fuck you, Evil. That's the only movie that was even worth a shit to me that I've ever seen of his. He's currently reviewing his options to pursue litigation against motion picture studio Warner Brothers with his endless budget for lawyers, and producer New Line for using his brand Rampage as the title for the upcoming motion picture starring Dwayne Johnson, also known as The Rock, if you smell what Uwe Boll is cooking.
Wow. So, the Rampage video game has existed since the early 80s.
That's true.
So, what a dumb fuck. God.
His Rampage movies were released in 2009, 14, and 17, and it had a quick turnaround, amassing a cult following on Netflix, because that's really all Uwe Boll lives for, is bad Amazon Prime and Netflix distribution.
That's like,
stop distributing these movies.
That's like if Mel Gibson made The Passion of the Christ and then, like, sued Bible publishers for stealing his idea.
Well, Uwe Boll said, this is his direct quote, "We are now living in a world where independent movies are dead and the big players only are making all the money. That then they use developed brands and ideas from established series such as my Rampage films in order to make even more money is unfair but typical."
God. Falcon punch him.
He then gets a little more upset and says, "The new Rampage movie will shrink my brand and my revenues I can make in the future with my Rampage movies. It also confuses the audience. They might be trying to see my movie, but they're going to see The Rock's movie instead."
People are trying. No one's trying to see your movies.
That's true. He wants Warner to change the title, especially because the new movie has nothing to do with the Rampage. It looks more like Jumanji 2, and it was one of those typical feel-good popcorn bullshit movies that studios use to brainwash America even more. All these kind of movies, including Transformers, Avengers, are helping the military-industrial complex in America to win, and have retards like Trump be American president who would say that the Earth is flat as soon as they think it can benefit from it.
Wait. I think Uwe Boll just earned some points with me.
That's probably the only thing he's got going for him. No word yet on whether an actual lawsuit will actually happen, or he's just trying to get in the news to get some Rampage DVD sales.
But those he says the Avengers and Transformers like help the military-industrial complex, but all of those movies like make the military look bad.
Yeah, well,
so he's just a fucking moron. I mean,
I only wish that I could have read it in his accent.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess he can say a broken clock is still right, twice a day. So, calling Trump a retard I'm okay with. But no, that's not fair to retards.
No, it's not.
Wow.
Uwe Boll and Trump are cut from the same cloth as far as I'm concerned.
They're probably the same person. So, Robert Hall, the director of the upcoming Chopping Mall remake, recently revealed to Nightmare Toys that his film will have no killer robots.
I saw that. What the fuck?
My version of Chopping Mall that I wrote is totally supernatural. It's more the fog set in an abandoned mall than it is robots. Instead of killer robots, they are these mannequins that are possessed by the souls of dead slaves that worked at the plantation the mall was built over. Sorry guys, sorry purists, he added. I have a different take, which Roger Corman really liked.
I think that's a way better idea than robots, actually. Possessed ghost slaves built on... It's like a house or something. Yeah. It's like an old school premise. Mall built on it, and mannequins being possessed by slaves, and they can move creepily and stuff.
That's cool, but...
Might get Doug Jones playing a black mannequin.
Just in blackface.
He's gonna take the job of that guy who played the alien.
Fuck. It actually is an interesting idea for a movie, but it's not Chopping Mall. Don't call it Chopping Mall. Most people that aren't hardcore horror fans don't know what Chopping Mall is. So, like, trying to push a remake of it, it's not necessarily like a classic. They
should have called it Mannequin 3. Remember Mannequin?
And they could have brought in Hollywood, the gay black dude,
to play the mannequin.
Yeah. Or to fuck the mannequins.
Yeah. Either way. Like something out of a Final Destination, or maybe Deathbed, the bed that eats. Remember that on
Speaking of dumb movies,
old school VHS horror movie covers. A moviegoer has died following a horrific theater accident in which an electric reclining chair crushed his head when he attempted to retrieve his cell phone. The man's partner and staff tried desperately to pull the man out from under the seat's footrest after it clamped down on him during the freak incident. Local press in the British city of Birmingham, where the accident took place, reported that the man dropped his phone between two chairs in the VIP section of the cinema and bent down to get it back. When he was trapped there,
you know what the moral of the story is?
Don't
fucking text during movies.
Don't stay off your fucking phone. That's what I was going to say. Why are you going to steal my endline of my horror news?
Yeah, always stealing.
You know where I'm going.
Always stealing your thunder.
Yeah, stay off your fucking phone, people. Don't bring your phone to the theater. And then when you're watching a horror movie at home, turn the lights off.
Yeah,
put your phone away.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
And if you really want to relive this guy's experience for Home Crusher, head in a recliner.
Yeah, do that. Yeah. Recliner. The recliner that eats.
It's the even lower budget sequel to Deathbed. Eventually it's just going to be like Futon. The futon that eats. It's just a guy rolling around on the ground wrapped in a futon like a burrito going, no, no. So... independent filmmaker Dominic Smith wants to bring A Nightmare on Elm Street back to the screen with a concept that he's calling Nightmare: A Return to Elm Street. He's put together 3 independently produced trailers that have gained over 5 million views on YouTube and are making waves with some Hollywood figures. Ken Sagos, who played Kincaid in Nightmare on Elm Street 4, is supporting the project, along with director Rennie Harland and Kevin Smith. The trailers are impressive from a filmmaking perspective, especially being made independently on no budget, and are definitely in the spirit of the Wes Craven original film. Some of the acting is spotty, but that can be forgiven. His concept for Freddy looks great, though, much better than what they threw out for the last remake. This seems to be a passion project for the young director, and I think the only way for there to ever be a good reboot of this or any franchise is to have someone come to it who's actually passionate about the film, because doing it as a cynical cash grab will never be successful.
The only kind of Nightmare on Elm Street that I'm interested in seeing anymore, now that Robert Englund has said he's not going to do it anymore, I don't need any more of it. All I could handle with another actor would be a prequel. Yeah. Let's see Freddy Krueger in his life as a child killer, and let's make a horror movie about that.
That was the first episode of Freddy's Nightmares.
The ending could be him getting burnt down. You know what I mean?
But it wasn't good.
No, but that would be the only movie that I'd want to see. Yeah. You know, regarding the franchise, I think that I've seen enough. I love Freddy, but it did. If you look back at it, there's memorable kill scenes and stuff like that, memorable one-liners and things like that. But most of the movies as a whole are not that great. As you get later on, you know?
This concept that he's put together seems to disregard pretty much every other sequel to Nightmare on Elm Street and pick up right after the first one. And it's really in that darker tone where Freddy has one-liners, but it's not like he's trying to be cute and funny, you know?
Is he going to suck a mannequin through the little door in the little window in the front door?
He should. That should just be the whole movie in slow motion.
And it'll be that gay black mannequin.
Yeah.
It'll be a crossover. It'll be a chopping mall, Nightmare on Elm Street. All right, that's it for horror news.
No, it's not. We got more. Did you?
Have that was only 2. Fuck. Yeah. I got one more. It's kind of short, but you know, we always want to support the people who come on the show. You know, and we had former guests on the show, producers of the recently released Red Eye, which I still haven't seen. I gotta watch some Red Eye. Deranged Minds Entertainment has launched an Indiegogo complete with the teaser trailer for their new project called Inverted, and I watched the trailer. It looks fucking cool.
Nice.
It looks graphic as fuck. It's full of nudity. There's a bunch of dicks everywhere in the trailer.
Oh, wow.
It's definitely... I'm definitely going to check it out. It looks occult.
Nice.
Like some kind of occult ritual or something like that.
You gotta send him some music.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Tristan Clay, I have your music. I am scoring your movie.
Well, now... The Indiegogo has an $18,000 goal and is already at $2,500 as of this recording, April 2nd, and some free music.
Yeah, sweet.
Dom didn't say free.
I work cheap. Speaking of that, before I go into my last piece of news, as of this recording, it'll probably be later because we've recorded some in sequence. On April 1st, I released a new album of dark ambient music called Ars Moriendi Volume 2, Oniroy and Flux. And it is now available at mechanicalghost.bandcamp.com, and you can also pick it up on the Postmortem Patreon if you're a $20 patron subscriber.
Yeah, Dom's new album up on our Patreon. We got a lot of stuff going, as you're about to hear directly after this clip, so I'm not going to talk about it now.
I have one more piece of real-world news, though, other than my shameless plug.
Okay.
In January, actress, fitness author, and denier of age, Suzanne Summers, underwent an experimental process that in theory would allow her to live 125 years. The process, known as therapeutic plasma exchange, or TPE, replaces the recipient's blood plasma with that of younger donors in the hopes of slowing and possibly reversing the aging process. Essentially, Summers is having some of her blood replaced with that of teenagers and young adults to potentially live forever.
You know how they're replacing her blood? Step by step.
Day by day.
Yeah, step by step.
The technique has been used successfully to treat lupus and other diseases of the blood, but there's no scientific proof that this process has any impact on aging. And Summers and a few of the others who are undergoing this process are essentially guinea pigs right now.
Suzanne Summers is still hot.
Yeah?
Why does she need to do this? Something's working already.
Because she wants to live to be 125.
Well, I think with all the tanning and like the collagen injections and stuff,
yeah,
she'll probably still like be a leathery sex doll by the time she dies.
We have a rating system: leathery sex dolls.
Suzanne Summers, leathery Suzanne Summers sex dolls. She probably will. That's probably the 6 sex doll related or masturbation device ratings. I mean, we're probably in a dozen by now.
Yeah,
as rating systems.
Hey, we got a theme. We can stick to it.
And we didn't come up with anything else yet. And this is the end of horror news, so that's what you're getting: leathery Suzanne Summers step by step sex dolls. All right, we'll be back after this. Up right now on the Postmortem Show Patreon, we have Creepy Pastas.
Hey, it's a creepy pasta. That's a spicy horror meatball.
Hunting Season, Judgment, Delivery, It Came from Fox News, Handsome Stranger, and Wildfires, all written by Dom and myself.
We have Postmortem Off Topic. Off Topic! Featuring Count Alessandro di Cagliostro, Gigi Allen, The Illuminati, The Lobster Boy, and Jack Parsons.
As well as Strogs Docs. Drugs, dogs.
Droves dogs.
The Selfie Killer and the Greyhound Bus Killer, with Stroke Stocks 3 dropping next week.
Ooh.
We've been sending out stickers to all of our patrons, as well as handwritten letters of love, and we're going to begin listener shout-outs at the end of this episode.
And if you go check out our music section, you can hear music from Weapon A, Grave Command, Public Defecation, Old Scratch and the Necrophonic Orchestra, and Mechanical Ghost. And I've just released a new album, and if you're one of our $20 patrons, you get that album for free.
As well as the Best of JD Horror Deathmatch Series Volume 1 DVD video download.
There will be more.
We have shirts coming for our $50 patrons, as well as you patrons that are below the $50 level. We will be giving discounts on the shirts to sell on the website as well. So, more stuff coming, new off-topics, new creepypastas, a lot more on Postmortem Show Patreon.
Thank you if you're a patron, and if you're not a patron, why the fuck not?
Just give us 1 month.
1 month.
You won't be sorry.
It'll change your life.
And you get the episodes early. Forgot to say
right,
that.
yeah.
You get the episodes early every week. We're going to do this commercial every week and kind of update it, so...
Until all of you are patrons.
Until all
so
of
if
you
you're sick of it, do your part in making us not have this commercial anymore.
And coming soon, ad-free Patreon. Ad-free patron. All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Let's go down to the movies with Dom and JD, the blood, boobies, and Doug Jones. Psychos, monsters, bloody slashes, maniacs, and tits and asses, chainsaws, knives, and facial bashes on Postmortem. Let's go down to the movies with Dom and JD for some more Doug Jones. No, Doug Jones.
We did go down to the movies. And we saw a movie you've been looking forward to because it didn't involve the Warrens.
Yeah.
Insidious, The Last Key. We also saw Ghost Adventures dude Zach Baggins.
Douche Baggins.
Douche Baggins, Demon House. So, let's start off with Insidious, The Last Key for this edition of At the Movies. 2018, written by Leigh Whannell, directed by Adam Robitel, starring Lynn Shay and Leigh Whannell. Parapsychologist Dr. Elise Rainier faces her most fearsome and personal haunting yet in her own family home in Insidious, The Last Key.
Dun dun dun.
So, starts out in Five Keys, New Mexico in 1953, where Dr. Elise is a child. She has special abilities and sees ghosts, and her dad beats her for it and locks her in the basement. While down there, her abilities allow her to open a door for spirits, which leads to the death of her mother. We then get her in the present day, 60 years later, still haunted by nightmares of the incident. When she receives a call from a man living in her childhood home, she has to face her fears and return to where it all started to help the man and to help herself. There she must confront the demons of her past. Is that a pretty good little synopsis?
That was a pretty good synopsis.
I wrote that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Half of it. Half of it was the official whatever studio synopsis.
Right.
So this is big budget popcorn horror.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting with these movies. You know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
You're not going to get anything groundbreaking.
No.
You're not going to get anything special or new.
Yeah.
You're going to get more of the same jump scares and stuff.
I thought this movie had some stuff going for it, though. You know, it had some flaws, but it was my favorite in the Insidious series, which is saying something because I hated the first Insidious. And it actually made me like the first Insidious a little bit better once it started, tying everything together.
Yeah, the Insidious movies have done that. They've went back and they're still going back and putting new things back in the past, which is, I think, if you don't know where to go, creating a backstory for characters that are already successful is a cool thing to do.
Yeah,
as opposed to just let's see what they're doing now.
Right.
Let's see what they're doing now.
Especially because they killed her off in the first movie.
Yeah, and we got 2 movies involving ghost teams. This is a ghost team heavily oriented podcast here.
Yeah.
So Lynn Shay is good and very likable.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's like she'd be like a sweet grandma to have or something. Although her ghost team is a little corny in their attempts at a little comic relief, there's some shit going down and they're still making wisecracks.
Yeah.
And so they kind of killed it for me.
Yeah. I thought that for this movie, they focused on the strongest point of the series, which was Lynn Shay as Elise Rainier. She's always been the real star of the series, and the fact that it took this long to make a movie focusing on her is surprising. I'm guessing they thought that maybe like a movie starring a non-sexualized 75-year-old woman wouldn't necessarily carry, but like it did, you know.
What do you mean non-sexualized?
Well,
you see that tank top she was wearing?
If you sexualize her,
it was
fine.
A little cold in there. You know what I'm saying? At the time of that filming. Oh, I'm a horrible person. So there's some pretty cool cinematography things in this. Like, there's like a black form behind her, and as it gets closer and closer, she turns around. It's a suit on a rack.
Yeah,
you know. Like I said, there's nothing really different here.
They used mostly practical effects in this movie.
Yeah,
I like that, and I actually like the monster too. The demon with the keys for fingers.
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
It was a good idea, and it looked like most of the special effects were practical, but like just a little bit enhanced with CG to kind of elongate them and make them weirder. But on the whole, all of the supernatural occurrences had like the weight and depth to them to make them entertaining.
Yeah, this is a total family friendly kind of horror movie to watch. I watch it with my kids.
Yeah,
you know what you're getting with this.
Yeah,
you're not going to get a bunch of just like demons beating off or anything.
Right.
Lin Shaye's not going to be sexually assaulted or anything.
Yeah, and no one's going to be vomiting into a severed head and then drinking it again.
No octopuses on the heads.
Yeah. I thought that some of the writing was a little bit corny, but that kind of is part and parcel with this. And like you said, I felt like Tucker and Specs could be such good characters, but they keep writing them so shallow and just like they're the comic relief.
Yeah, and you really have to suspend disbelief with part of the plot. And it does rely a lot on jump scares, and they're like just being there, and they don't give a fuck. Like nothing's.
Yeah.
We
just want to hit on the girls.
We see this all the time. Yeah, we're gonna hit on the girls, even though we're obviously much older, and it's very uncomfortable.
It's pretty creepy.
It was pretty creepy.
I really liked the sound design for this movie, though. They did a lot of cool things, like where Tucker had his shotgun mic, and like all of the audio for that scene was through his shotgun mic. I thought that they did some really cool, like, just kind of very subtle sound effects things.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing groundbreaking, but well-made big Hollywood ghost story. Yeah. IMDb gives it a 5.7. I'd say it's better than that. Yeah. I'm going to give it a 6.5 leathery Suzanne Summers sex dolls.
This was my favorite Insidious movie. The series started out weak, but it's gotten incrementally better with every sequel, which is unique for a franchise. Usually it's the opposite direction. It wasn't perfect, but I did enjoy it, and I'm going to give it 7 out of 10 Suzanne Summers leathery sex dolls. And you know what they say about those? Three's company.
More plasma, please. All right, and our next movie for today's At the Movies, we have from writer-director Zach Baggins from Travel Channel's Ghost Adventures, a 2018 pseudo-documentary called Demon House.
Douche Baggins.
Paranormal investigator Zach Baggins documents the most authenticated case of possession in American history. So this opens up with Baggins talking about himself and how one of his investigations about a house led to this documentary, which he describes as cursed. This documentary is cursed.
It's kind of a hokey start.
We get a pretty awesome opening credits of old school art of demons torturing people. I really liked that. Yeah. It's sort of produced like The Nightmare in that it's both a documentary with produced segments acting out what people are describing.
That's how Ghost Adventures is also.
It is? Oh, yeah. Okay. Centers around a house in Gary, Indiana, demon possession capital of the world. When Zach Baggins hears the most documented possession in recent years took place in the house, he purchases the property sight unseen. He's very unlikable. I do not like Zach Baggins.
I call him Douche Baggins for a reason. He's like an affliction bro who hunts ghosts.
He's warned about it from a psychic friend who says the house has 8 out of 10 in the demon scale in activity.
Yeah, which is not a thing.
He ignores his friend and goes to interview the family who was possessed. In 2011, the family began to hear footsteps and sounds. The local church warned them that the house was possessed, and they ignored it until the kids became possessed. Family denies the interview because they don't want anything else to do with the house. He then interviews the priest who did the exorcism. I can't stand his voice on the narration. When he talks about demonic possession, he sounds like he's going to fucking fall asleep.
Yeah.
The way his delivery is on the narration, I can never fucking watch the show.
I think he's coming down off of his Hercules powder when he does the narrations for these.
Pretty much. Yeah. You got to listen to the off-topic Jack Parsons if you want to know what Hercules powder is, complete with the commercial. So the reenactments are a little hit and miss for me. Some are like The Nightmare, but some with the kids made me laugh because they're so ridiculous.
Walking backwards up the wall and
yeah.
shit.
They combine reenactments as well as police footage from a CPS wellness check, and we have interviews with cops, priests, nurses, CPS, all on record saying they witnessed paranormal events in and around the house and in their personal lives after they had been near. So, what happens when a man like Zach Baggins comes to the ghetto with a wad of cash asking for people who have seen anything or know anything about this house or been possessed themselves?
He finds people.
Man!
Yeah.
This is Bling Bling's crack pipe.
Bling Bling keeps his crack pipe in his collar.
This is Bling Bling's story of demonic possession. What's this? International bad boy.
Fucking Bling Bling. That guy's still alive.
Yeah, I highly doubt it. So, every ghetto person in a 20-mile radius comes out of the woodwork to want to share their stories about the house. Did I mention that he's paying them for this?
Yep.
I don't know what to think about this movie. I was super into it, but it's probably full of shit.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. I'm going to give Zach Baggins his due. He knows his medium and how to craft a story within it. He's been doing this for like 12 years now.
Yeah.
Like he knows he's good at what he does, even if what he does is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I hate Zach Baggins. I think I want to fight him in real life.
I know, and
But
we were
I
talking
want-
about this, and
yeah.
I said I was kind of excited when I saw the trailer. And if you guys didn't hear that episode, what I told Dom is like, well, you like professional wrestling,
Yeah.
or you like other horror movies that
Yeah.
you know are fake. It's just another way of telling a story. Like, you know, The Last Exorcism is fake, but
Right.
that's good.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, Zach Baggins presents what he's doing as fact. And yes, there was a time where professional wrestling, and to some degree still is, presented as reality. Where he could just make horror movies. He could just make good found footage movies. But his presenting these things as reality damages the credibility of actual paranormal investigation. Where
Yeah.
wrestling being presented as reality does not damage the credibility of MMA.
That's true.
You know, in
I
fact-
never thought about it that
In
way.
fact, MMA damages wrestling because now you can't punch someone in the head 10 times in a wrestling match and have their face not be, fucking a hamburger.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
in terms
well,
of...
like The Nightmare presented it as fact, but I really liked The Nightmare.
Well, and the thing about The Nightmare, though, was that they went into the science to back things up. And they explored the medical causes of things like this.
And
Zach Baggins does not only does he not go into the science of things, when he does go into the science of things, it's fucking bullshit science.
Yeah.
And then the whole time, like, he justifies his lack of science by suddenly, in the last 10 years, he's become some sort of fucking holy crusader, trying to fight the devil. When Ghost Adventures first started, it wasn't that. It was just a knockoff of Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
But as it went on, it's been more, he calls himself like the most famous world-renowned demonologist or something like that. That's fucking horseshit. Nobody in actual paranormal investigation circles takes Zach Baggins seriously.
Yeah.
The only good that comes out of movies like this is maybe it'll spark interest in actual paranormal investigation for someone, and then they'll go and look into the actual science of it.
That's true.
But more
And-
often than not, and I encountered this as a paranormal investigator myself, you run into the people that just emulate the shit that they see on TV, and they're walking around with their fucking EMF meters like, oh, this is a fucking ghost finding device, And it's, they're trying to be like these ghost rock stars.
You're fired up, Dom.
I am.
You're fired up.
This is a subject. I've been paranormal investigating since I was 15. I'm going to be 38 at the end of this week. This is a subject that I've devoted
So
a
it's
portion
a
of my
tag
life
team
to.
death match, myself and Dom versus Uwe Boll and Zach Baggins.
Yeah, there we
We're
go.
laying down the gauntlet.
So yeah, I will give Zach Baggins credit. He knows how to make a good on-screen ghost story. I still watch Ghost Adventures, even though I want to punch the guy in the face because I like the way it's made.
Yeah. Well, it's like when you watch FBI Files or something. They have those little reenactments. The reenactments are all bullshit, but it's still good. It's still entertaining.
Yeah, and
it's a
his
way to pass the time.
reenactments, also on Ghost Adventures, the reenactments are well made. They're interesting looking. Whether it's him or someone else directing these little snippets of things that pop up, they're compelling. They make the story a little bit more entertaining. there was some ridiculous shit in this movie, like the kid walking up the wall and all that. But like the goat demon looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it did look really cool. Yeah, I really like that. And the thing about like the nightmare versus this and people's accounts and stuff, it's obvious that these people are just trying to milk Zach Baggins for money.
Yeah,
and that he's just encouraging them to do so.
Yeah.
Just to get some kind of footage, you know? Where the nightmare, where people were recounting their own personal stories with sleep paralysis, and I didn't feel like a lot of those were bullshit.
Right.
Like, I felt like this was bullshit.
Yeah, these were in the nightmare, it was what the people were actually experiencing, because sleep paralysis makes you fucking see and hear weird shit. But with this, it was totally just like, oh, this white boy has some money.
Yeah.
Let's take his money and tell him whatever bullshit he wants to hear.
Something that probably the most interesting angle on this movie for me was independent director Adam Albrandt, who we've reviewed a bunch of his movies on the show, is in this movie as the cameraman who experiences something as well. I was going to ask him about it and try to report back to you, but I noticed on his Instagram he posted the poster of this movie and said he will not answer any questions regarding Demon House, wants to forget about it, and will block anyone who brings it up to him. So either something happened, that could be option one. Option two is that he says, fuck Zach Baggins. He got a paycheck and he doesn't want to talk about it.
That's more likely what it is, yeah.
That's probably... Or option three, he was made to sign a non-disclosure, and rather than have to answer the same question over and over, he can't talk about it.
That could very well be it, too.
He can't do that. So
and
that's the most interesting
like,
thing, because that's someone we actually can, like, have had minor interaction with, you know what I mean, compared to, just some Zach Baggins bullshit.
And here's the thing with Adam. I thought Adam's sequence in the movie was probably the most interesting because of, like, the shit that he was doing.
And he was definitely the best of the, let's say it's real. Then it was the most documented thing. But if not, if he was just, playing along with it, he did the best. He was by far the most convincing and good, entertaining.
One of the things that Zach Baggins talks about in the movie is that, like, after the filming of this movie, Adam took a dark turn, and I've reached out to him for help, to help him, and he's declined any assistance from me. And then he shows these pictures of Adam and, like,
from his Instagram,
from his Instagram with the black metal paint and all that. He was doing that shit before.
He makes horror movies. He acts like he's just a fucking cameraman.
He likes,
and he makes sickening, like, torture movies, like Hunters, where it's just like graphic rape scenes and crazy shit.
And he likes black metal,
and he's a fucking cool ass dude. He's all about, like, in real life, he's not, he's all about rights and stuff. He's a cool dude.
So yeah, it's just Zach Baggins sensationalism. If this had been presented like the Blair Witch Project, where they throw it out there and then they're like, oh no, it's fake. Here's the actors, blah blah blah. That would be one thing. But Zach Baggins is still fucking humping this gimmick and will continue to hump it as long as he makes money on it.
Oh, I bet he keeps talking about the and you know what too? I felt like, okay, sorry to go on a tangent, but I also felt like when he would cuss in the movie, it was like, look, I'm being edgy. I don't have to. I'm not on Travel Channel. I can cuss.
Yeah, well, and on Travel Channel, they bleep out a lot of stuff.
Oh, really?
But when he first, like, the first time he said, fucked me up or something like that, like, he put that
there's an emphasis on it. And it's just like, it's very childish.
It's juvenile, it's juvenile.
So.
And, I think a lot of this was also his attempt, because he ends the movie with a plug for his museum in Las Vegas. That he's... I still have sand and wood from this torn down house, Yeah.
It's... and he's going to talk about it on his show, promote people.
And he makes a big deal about the fact that, like, he bought this house sight unseen and then demolished it.
Yeah.
He's going to make so much money off of this. I mean, how much do you think...
Gary, Indiana ghetto house.
Yeah, he probably
$100,000
at
the most?
Tops. And that's...
I mean, I'm looking at properties, like, when me and my wife retire, we want to move to Idaho, to rural Idaho, and there's, like, 20-acre properties that are beautiful for, like, $200,000.
Yeah, he probably...
So, that ghetto house, maybe $70,000 or something.
He would have spent 3 times that amount of money building a set.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
It's not impressive.
Yeah. Or renting out a house like they do in Hollywood and kind of trashing it and then fixing it back up for the people or whatever, So.
Exactly. And the whole sequence of buying the house, shooting in the house, demolishing the house at the end, and then he gets to sell the property.
Yep. And then the thing about it is, too, this will sum up we don't need to keep, we're already fucking 17 minutes into half the movies. We barely even talked about the other. We don't got to keep going on Demon House forever, but here, this kind of sums up the problems with this movie and my problems with this person as a human being. So, as he goes deeper and deeper into the house and the demons within, he works with priests, scientists, until he figures out there's only one thing that can stop the demons or the devil himself, and that thing is Zach Baggins.
Yep.
Zach mother effing Baggins.
He's the fucking Ed and Lorraine Warren of the modern age.
So he has his crew board him up alone in the house, and shenanigans ensue.
Really unimpressive shenanigans.
Really unimpressive shenanigans. This movie does not have a good climax. It just kind of peters out and stops.
There are episodes of Ghost Adventures that have better climaxes than this movie.
So, I would say if you want to watch this movie instead, watch The Nightmare. If you haven't seen The Nightmare, I've talked about it a lot on the show. Watch The Nightmare. It's still on Netflix. It's an excellent documentary.
Watch Insidious: The Last Key.
I would say watch The Nightmare many times before you watch Insidious: The Last Key. But so, I know you don't like Zach Baggins.
Yeah.
IMDb gives this one a 7. What do you give it?
So, as I said, I'm going to give the devil his due. He knows how to tell his story. So, in terms of technical filmmaking, I can't hate this movie that much. I want to punch Zach Baggins in his stupid face, but I'm still going to give this movie 5 out of 10.
Okay. Leathery Suzanne Summers
sex
step-by-step sex dolls. Okay, well, IMDb gives it a 7. I hate this fucking guy. I really hate him. And this movie maybe, if we did like a top 5 guilty pleasures, this wouldn't be on my list because it's not that much of a pleasure for me. But I've thought about it several times since, and I've actually told someone to watch it because they had said they like Ghost Adventures. I'm like, you should watch this movie then. And afterwards, I left like the conversation, and I'm like, why would I recommend somebody spend their? And I just like the more I think about it, like I don't like it, but I do though too. Like I do like it. I thought about it a lot, and I watched it on my phone, just on my tiny little phone. In between appointments at work because I was stranded somewhere and we were doing a double shot and I needed to watch that movie.
And that's if you like Ghost Adventures, then you'll like this movie because all this movie is a long format, unedited episode of Ghost Adventures.
Yeah.
So if you are a Ghost Adventures fan, then you'll probably like it a lot more. I
never said my number. 5 out of 10.
Okay, so
Suzanne
we agree
Summers,
on it.
Lex. No, that's what you said. I meant 6 out of 10.
So you give it 6?
I give it 6.
All right.
I give it 5. I don't know what I give it. I really don't. You know why I want to say 5? Because I don't know if I like it or not. And I start at 5. And I don't know if I like this, but I would tell people to watch it if you're
into this
interested in this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But watch The Nightmare a couple times before you even give this one the time.
Watch Ghost Adventures because they're
watch Imposter before you watch this. It has nothing to do with ghosts, but it's a much
True.
better documentary.
Yeah, watch fucking August Underground Mortem.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ghost Adventures is a guilty pleasure of mine also that I still watch it because it's still entertaining, and I do actually like some of the other guys on his crew just because they're entertaining to watch. But I think Ghost Hunters was the only actual show of those shows that I actually like.
I didn't like any of that shit. Anytime with the fucking night vision shit, and I didn't understand any of it. Maybe it's your big city words with your spectrometers and your electromagnetic energy synergy wave.
Well, the Ghost Hunters, Jason and Grant, they were actually respected in the paranormal community before they had the show, and even though the show was sensationalistic, their methods were sound. There was a science behind what they did, and their science was not the pseudoscience that Zach Baggins is using. But that's also why that show got boring.
Yeah.
Because in real life, ghost hunting can get boring as fuck.
And I kind of have a feeling that right now, at 21 minutes in at the movies, probably 5, not about Demon House, this segment's getting boring as fuck for the listener. So I think we're going to head to our top 5.
Yeah.
So we will be back after this with our top 5 bad movies by good directors. You've heard about our Patreon. Something you can do for $0.
0 dimes.
Something we want you to be a part of is our Facebook group, Postmortem Show Horror Movie Podcast.
That's right. You can get on Facebook, look that up, and interact directly with JD and myself. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, share your stupid memes, get shit talked by me, just don't post racist shit.
Other than different pictures of H.P. Lovecraft.
That's the kind of racist shit that's okay to post. Look up the Facebook group, Postmortem Show Horror Movie Podcast. Join us online.
One of us.
And we're back! with the top 5 bad movies by good directors. Bad horror movies by good directors.
Everybody's going to take a shit every once in a while.
It's true. And this was your idea, so why don't you start us off this week?
All right. I'm going to start it off with actually the inspiration for this list, and that is John Carpenter with Ghosts of Mars.
Yeah, Ghosts of Mars is a little rough. We just did our top 5 John Carpenter movies.
That was not on the list.
It was not on the list.
You know, Ghosts of Mars didn't have to be bad, because it was directed by John Carpenter. It was art directed by Gerald Brom, who's fucking awesome. If you ever can check out Brom's artwork, B-R-O-M, he's amazing. And that should have been a surefire combination, but I feel like John Carpenter didn't give a fuck when he was making this movie.
I think that I have one of my honorable mentions that's actually John Carpenter, and it's a different one. It's The Ward. Have you seen The Ward?
Yeah,
it
that
was
one's not
boring.
very good either.
It was kind of shitty, unremarkable. At least Ghosts of Mars had Ice Cube.
True. and people cutting their own skin off.
Yeah.
And the special effects in Ghosts of Mars were decent. It was just, it was this time period where, you know, like, I don't know, I think maybe John Carpenter just needed money. And he was just like, or he was contractually obligated to make a certain amount of movies for a studio.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, here's this.
Yeah, something like that. Something had to have, yeah, that or like, it reminds me a lot of like, there's that time of House on Haunted Hill and 13 Ghosts and that type of horror movie, and that Ghost of Mars is almost that type of that era. You know, in that same couple of years, everything was sort of the same vibe.
Yeah,
and it had that same vibe. It just didn't work.
Right,
and it was just stupid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely worthy of making the list. So, my number 5, I need a little leadway. I need a little bit of understanding with you on this one. Because,
okay, I'm going to need leeway on my number 4 anyway. So
all right,
go ahead.
and with the listener, because I know we're going with bad horror movies by good directors, but this is a bad movie that's not really a horror movie, but by one of my favorite horror directors of all time, Stuart Gordon.
Okay.
Made an atrocious sci-fi action movie in 1996 called Space Truckers. Starring Dennis Hopper and Stephen Dorff.
Yeah.
It is insanely bad.
Yeah.
And I want all the listeners to please pause the podcast, just YouTube Space Truckers trailer. You need to watch the trailer of Space Truckers.
I love Space Truckers.
You love it?
It's terrible. It's not a good movie
horrible.
at all. It is god fucking awful. But it's cocaine.
I guess so, yeah. But it's 1996.
Yeah.
I guess it still exists, so it's not just 80s thing. It's 70s thing.
My number 4 is a movie that a lot of people like, and I just don't like it. And that is David Lynch and Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
Okay.
I don't like the movie. I think that if the Twin Peaks show never existed, it might have been a better movie, but it took all of the things that made Twin Peaks like charming and entertaining and you know the weird humor that went with it and just fucking threw it all out the window.
I want to make a confession to you.
Yeah?
I've never seen it.
Really?
Never seen it. I've seen about 2 or 3 episodes of the first Twin Peaks, which I did enjoy, but I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
And listener Eileen did send us the new Twin Peaks,
Yeah.
which I know you got and you're gonna enjoy.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it while I'm down after surgery.
And I will watch it eventually, Eileen. Don't think I'm not gonna watch the movie that you sent me. I'm gonna watch it, but I have to watch the old one first. I think, right?
Yeah.
Before I watch the new chapter.
Yeah, and
I have to watch.
You
the
should
old
actually probably watch Fire Walk with Me also. And
so I should watch the whole series.
Yeah.
Fire Walk with Me, and then the new series. So
Yeah.
I have about a 24-hour investment in Twin Peaks
something like that
to get to. So I'll get to it. I will. But I'm going to have to need surgery, too, to get to it.
Yeah.
Quick, break my neck.
Yeah, Fire Walk with Me it would have been good by itself because it is a David Lynch movie, and David Lynch is one of the greatest directors of all time.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he just took everything that made Twin Peaks good and didn't use any of it. And Twin Peaks was dark, but it was like a roller coaster where you would have like these peaks of humor.
And it was filmed like a soap opera. That's what, when I was watching it, I was always feeling like, this is filmed the way it looks like a soap opera.
Yeah, and that was his...
Blue Velvet's kind of like that, too.
His concept with it was he wanted to make a soap opera that then got fucking weird.
Yeah.
And it did. And, you know, there's a whole murder mystery thing going on with it, and it was all, you know, good. But, yeah, Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me just lacked that charm. It lacked the roller coaster ride aspect of it, where with the peaks and valleys, and it was all just valleys.
All right. My number 4 is by a director that isn't a household name, but have you heard of a man named Steve Miner?
Sounds familiar.
Let me tell you his good movies, and you're going to be like, fuck, why don't I know this name like I know a Wes Craven or a John Carpenter? Friday the 13th Part 2, 1981. Friday the 13th Part 3, 1985. House, 1986.
Oh, shit.
Warlock, 1989.
Okay.
Then fell off of the horror map completely. So that's his catalog for horror.
That's some impressive...
Good movies. I love Warlock.
Yeah.
Warlock's so underrated, and I love House, too. And then he fell off the horror map and went into TV all the way until 2008, from 1989 to 2008,
Wow.
where he decided he needed to come back to give us 2008's horrible fucking remake of Day of the Dead with Ving Rhames and Mina Suvari. Have you seen that movie?
Terrible.
Fucking ungodly.
Yeah.
It's such a bad movie. The acting's bad. Special effects. It's got more of a budget than it shows you.
Yeah.
They probably paid more money to bad special effects. If they could have gave Marcus Cook the money on special effects that they give to whoever the fuck did this movie and made the zombies, it would have been amazing, you know? And it's just not good.
No,
it's
not good at all.
horrible. It's a shame that's a Day of the Dead remake.
And that's, you know, a lot of that's where I think the zombie movies really started kind of their downward spiral.
I think it was far before that.
Yeah.
I checked out before that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was already out. I liked the John Leguizamo one where they had to go to the tower. It's Dennis Hopper too, right? That's the third Dennis Hopper. What was it? Land of the Dead. That was all right.
Oh yeah.
That was okay. That was the last. That was the last decent one too.
Yeah. Now then there was Rave to the Grave.
Yeah, that was stupid. and that movie was stupid too because it had like the gas station zombie who tried to be a gas, and he was like smart.
Yeah.
He was like teaching other zombies to shoot guns and to like how to like rebel against the man.
That was too much.
It was kind of stupid, but I like Dennis Hopper and John Leguizamo in that.
Well, and there was precedent for the smart zombies with Bub. You know, Bub was, but at the same time,
but Bub was good.
Yeah, and Bub had limitations where these smart zombies' only limitations they didn't talk.
Yeah.
All right, number 3. From the director that brought us Texas Chainsaw Massacre, House, and a whole slew of other cool movies, Tobe Hooper, Crocodile.
Wow.
Not a good movie. Bad Crocodile puppetry / CG.
I don't think I ever saw it.
It looks like a sci-fi channel movie.
Yeah.
It's so goddamn bad. I almost feel like Tobe Hooper didn't even direct it, and they just slapped his name on it because like he produced it or something, and then the director didn't want to be associated with it because it was so bad. And Tobe Hooper was like, I've got a legacy. I'll take the hit on this.
Is it Eaten Alive or is it just Crocodile?
You know, Eaten Alive is a good movie. Good-ish. It's a
Crocodile one,
Yeah,
right?
it's
is
a
that
Crocodile
Tobe
movie.
Hooper also?
Yeah. And Robert Englund, isn't it?
So he made 2 Crocodile movies?
Yeah.
Huh, maybe that's why I never saw that.
Yeah, this one's just Crocodile, and it is goddamn bad. Don't even waste your time with it.
I will not. That does not sound like something I'd ever watch.
Just watch Eaten Alive.
My number 3, kind of sticking with a consistent theme for my number 4, but not a remake. One of the last films from a legend himself, one George Romero. May he rest in peace. Diary of the Dead is a found footage.
Yeah, I couldn't even get through it.
Oh my
I got about 20
God,
minutes
is
into
it bad?
it.
Yeah, I cannot believe that he did it. I don't know if maybe someone else directed it and he slapped his name on it too, or maybe he just like he had wanted to go with this found footage concept and it just spiraled out of control.
He'd gone senile at that point.
Yeah,
or something.
I don't know, or just maybe you can use your creative juices up at some point. Yeah. Some days when we're recording, I feel like that.
Yeah. I think Ridley Scott felt like that
my
too.
My juices they need to be flowing. Let's get my juices flowing before we record the next episode.
I'm so wet.
Yeah, but Diary of the Dead, very ungood.
Yeah, I got about 20 minutes into it, and I was like, I could be doing anything better with my life. I could be stapling my ball sack to the back of a Buick right now.
Yeah.
Instead of watching this movie. Yeah, not good. My number 2 comes from an absolute legend, and granted, this is probably the best movie in the series, but it's still not a good movie, and that's Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 Initiation, directed by Brian Yuzna.
From Brian Yuzna?
Yeah.
Did he make all Silent Night, Deadly Nights?
No. There was
Just that one?
Yeah, just that one.
What the fuck, really?
Yeah.
I never knew Brian Yuzna made a Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yeah, and it's like about this. I mean, it's total Brian Yuzna, like
lighting, the underlighting and shit. I gotta watch it.
And the concept of like this
it.
Christmas cult and things like that.
Yeah,
but the acting is so bad, and even the direction.
I want to watch it so bad right now.
It's like Brian Yuzna was. It's like someone else making a Brian Yuzna movie is how it felt.
Okay.
Again, this may be something where he was just kind of phoning it in because he wanted the money or something like that, or because his studio produced it also. Maybe they had the rights to it and they had to do something with it or they were going to lose the rights. Yeah. I don't know, but it is not up to par for Brian Yuzna. Still,
I'm still going to watch it.
It is the best Silent Night, Deadly Night movie. It's just. It's in the land of the blind.
Why is he making? King. What year was it? Do you know?
Late 90s.
Why is he doing that? Yeah. Why is he making a Silent Night, Deadly Night?
Yeah.
I need to know.
Yeah. Inquiring minds.
Write me back, bro. Answer my calls. I promise not to stalk you anymore. If you just...
I won't send you any more than one dick pic.
All right. So my number 2 actually won my 2016 Morty Award for the worst film of the year in our first ever Mortys that we had. And that was by director Greg McLean, who gave us Wolf Creek, the awesome, underrated Wolf Creek, which I love. I love Wolf Creek. The Darkness, starring Kevin Bacon, is a god-awful movie.
Yeah.
It was my 2016 Morty Award for the worst film of the year, and I stand by it. Those stupid black handprints, the dynamic of the fucking daughter to the parents and the way she acted, oh god,
being terrible.
Just let her fucking die.
Yeah,
let her fucking die, Bacon.
Yeah, you can have another kid.
It just, with the people attached to it, with the actors attached to it, with the director attached to it, how can it be so bad?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know, but it is.
It was a perfect storm, and it did not work.
A perfect shitstorm.
Yeah.
So The Darkness is my number 2.
All right, my number 1, also a Morty Award winner for worst film.
Okay.
And I teased it a little bit earlier, and that is Ridley Scott, one of the greatest directors of all time in general. Alien Covenant.
Wow. Number 1 worst movie by a good director. It was very boring to me, but I didn't even think of it. It didn't even come up. I probably would have put it on my honorable mentions, but yeah, not a good movie.
Not a good movie.
And definitely way below expectations,
And that's the thing,
Don't jiggle my balls if you're just going to walk away.
Yeah, for real. Total alien blue balls, And it was, poorly written, poorly directed, poorly shot, poor special effects, poor acting.
I would say that it's not like alien blue balls, where like the alien's tickling your balls and it walks away. I'd say it's more like, okay, so it showed the alien all out in the light. It took away everything good about aliens. The suspense and what is it? And like, you see glimpses of it. That's what makes it scary. And that's kind of like, when you get a girl that looks really good with her clothes on. You take those clothes off. You see that alien. You see that xenomorph in the light.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
That's what it's like.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not blue balls, but what is it?
It's disappointment, whatever it is.
It's duck face Instagram self-shot angle versus real life.
There you go.
Real life is a fucking kick on the teeth with a steel-toed work boot on a Wednesday night. You're out in the fucking parking lot of a Denny's. You're drunk. They're kicking you. They won't let you up from the ground. They just keep kicking.
Right in the dick every single time.
No, right in the teeth. Every single time. It's right to the teeth. They're not breaking, but they really hurt.
Those are some strong teeth. It's all the fluoride in the water.
All right, my number 1. We talked about this sort of recently on our reanimated reviews, but I don't know if I've ever been disappointed. On the level of your disappointment with Alien Covenant, that's the way I felt when I even heard that they were going to make a remake of Inside. But then when I heard that it was going to be Miguel Angel Vivas, who directed Kidnapped, I had hope. And I was like, wow, that guy is awesome. Kidnapped is such a great fucking movie. Shot in only 8 long scenes.
Yeah.
And such a great home invasion movie. He goes and remakes Inside and takes everything that worked for Inside away, just like that fucking alien, just like that girl taking her shirt off. It happened to me, Dom.
Yep.
It happened.
It did.
Just like the Denny's story. It's all happened. It's coming full circle. Inside the remake. Fucking horrible.
Terrible movie.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
I could say the Martyrs remake, but I'm not even going to speak of that.
And also that director, I don't even remember who directed it.
Exactly.
So,
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
But this guy, I just could not handle that. He made a movie so bad
and
didn't understand the concept of what Martyrs meant. And, you know, or what Inside. See, I'm all fucked up over it. What Inside meant, you know?
Yeah.
They showed the woman way too much. She had way too much dialogue. And the fucking ending of the movie ruined everything.
Absolutely.
Ruined it all.
Yeah.
And the beginning of the movie. They tell you what's going on in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
If you never saw Inside the original, and you only saw the remake, you would have thought the original sucked too.
Yeah, there was no subtlety in this movie at all. It was just a total fucking ham-fisted attempt at whatever they were trying to do.
Yep. So that's it for our top 5 bad movies by good directors.
You have any honorable mentions?
I got a couple. I got Crimson Peak from Guillermo del Toro. I did not like it. While visually, very beautiful movie, great cinematography and stuff. Stupid concept, just didn't work for me.
Yeah.
The Word, John Carpenter, like we said, and My Soul to Take, Wes Craven. That movie sucked.
Yeah, it was not a good movie.
Yeah.
Mine was also Wes Craven, Deadly Friend.
I love Deadly Friend. Come on, throw Mama from the train with a basketball? How can you go wrong?
Sean S. Cunningham, who brought us Friday the 13th with Deep Star 6.
I never saw that. It's not good?
It's boring. It's boring as fuck.
Came up in my research of aquatic horror movies.
Yeah, it's his attempt at making an undersea Aliens, and it fails.
Yeah.
And Rennie Harland, who admittedly is hit and miss, but he has made enough good movies for me to say that he's a good director. But one of his not good movies was Exorcist: The Beginning.
Exorcist: The Beginning is a fucking horrible movie.
Yeah. Now, Paul Schrader's Legion, the prequel to The Exorcist, that's a good movie. That was because they made that movie, and the studio was like, this is too cerebral, people won't get it. Rennie Harlan, come in and reshoot the movie. And Rennie Harlan made this fucking abortion, this fucking atrocity abortion. This abortion that keeps coming back, and you need to fucking stab it with a scalpel because it won't stay down. And
Immortal Abortion is the best band name ever. And that's also the name of this episode. Immortal Abortion. Fucking metal.
That's pretty fucking metal, yeah.
Immortal Abortion.
That's like a grindcore band.
I love it.
Well, now we got to start a grindcore
band. Immortal Abortion. Yeah, yeah. Immortal Abortion. Yeah, yeah. That's not
grindcore at all.
That's not grindcore at all.
No. No, if it was 2 minutes long, but it had 300 notes in it, that's grindcore.
Immortal Abortion. Coming soon.
To somewhere.
Coming soon to a Morning Glory music near you.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. So, for those of you who are still listening, again, check out our Patreon, as the commercial once said. And even if you can't afford to become a patron for us, if you go to iTunes or Stitcher and you subscribe and you give us that 5-star review, that also helps us a lot.
It does, yeah, and with your patronage as well, if you do elect to be a patron, you're going to get the episode 2 days early, you're going to get bonus audio, video content, you're going to to get a bunch of shit,
yeah.
So just give us the 1 month level for $1.
Yeah, check it
You'll
out.
forget to cancel.
Yeah. Then it'll be 2
You'll
months.
keep being, at the first of every month, you'll be like, man, I really need to stop that payment, that $1, I'm not even listening to that show anymore.
That's the $1 that overdrafted my bank account. Fuck Dom and JD. Or if you have $5, you can go to mechanicalghost.bandcamp.com and check out my new album. I'm going to need that money because I'm going on disability for 12 weeks.
Yes,
so,
indeed.
Yeah, go check that out. And I guess as H.P. Lovecraft once said, as he snuck out of bed in the wee hours of the evening and opened up his closet and pulled out that old leathery Suzanne Summers sex doll. If it smells like fish,
throw the fucker back.
You're not always lost. What would be the future? Could you pay the cost? You won't. Will there ever be a second time around? these? International bad boys and naughty hoes. What's these? International bad boys and naughty hoes. International bad boys and naughty hoes. What's these? International bad boys and naughty hoes.
Welcome to the first ever post-show Patreon shoutouts. Take it away.
We really appreciate all of you guys for giving to our Patreon. Specifically, Mr. Mark Bartlett. Love you, Mark. Mrs. Eileen Coven. Peter Stanky. Stanky.
Peter Stanky?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good name.
Mr. Brett Watts, the one and only Brett Watts, the Watsonator, the Wattologist,
The Watusi.
Watsonheimer. We have Mrs. Michelle Rendeck.
I know a little thing about her.
We have one A.T., initials A.T., whoever that is. We really appreciate you getting on the Patreon. We have our next Patreon, The Hero Within.
That's Simone.
Simone, okay. I thought we were just going to say people's Patreon names,
Oh.
unless they specifically want us to know. Simone, you've been outed. You've been outed.
As a supporter.
And our last one, Miss Valerie Garner. So, thank you, Miss Garner, and thank you all our patrons. Our Patreons?
Our patronites?
Patrons.
Our patronizers.
Don't you patronize me, Dom.
So if you would like to be...
Wait, no, I do want to be patronized.
Yes, we do want to be patronized. And if you would like to patronize us, you can go to www.patreon.com/postmortem show. And if you become a patron, you get access to exclusive audio and video content, creepypastas, Strogs docs, postmortem off topic, early access to our episodes without commercials, and our music.
Yeah, all of our music, as well as clips of me being cut by other people, as well as cutting myself.
That's right. Brain diarrhea.
In real life.
In real life.
No ketchup packets.
Yeah.
Myth.
No blood capsules.
That's a myth.
Yeah. It's a stupid myth, too, because I've spilled plenty of ketchup in my life.
I'm not a fucking French fry. I'm a person, Dom.
I'm a
I have
human
feelings.
being.
I'm not a fucking French fry. Thank you, patrons. We appreciate you. We're going to keep doing more and more and more, you know, even if it never grows, even if it's just you. Even if you just stay with us, we're going to continue.
We'll do it for you.
Multiple stuff. We'll do it just for
To
you. I don't
you.
give a fuck. I can do this. I like getting together with my friend Dom.
Yeah.
Talking about some horror movies and masturbation.
Yeah.
Comparing techniques. Thank you, patrons.
Thanks,
Patreon.com/postmortem show.
Yuck!